What kind of life are you living? Whose life are you living? I realized I wasn't living my own life for the better part of the 30 years I've been alive. And it's looked like following the traditional route. And I've had some hiccups here and there where I went off and I chose to do something different. But for the most part, my life has been fairly average, normal. Grow up, go to school, go to college, get a degree, get a job, buy a house, have a family, nice neighborhood, gated community. Do all these things that seemed like what I felt like society expected of me. And what I realized is that for the better part of the past 3 decades I've been alive, that I have lived by rules and by, I guess, the unspoken, the invisible things that dictate us, that feel culturally appropriate, societally appropriate, recommended, the American dream. And what I've realized is that that way of life, that path of life isn't for everyone. And definitely isn't for me. But it's taken me a long time to figure out, one, that I wasn't even living a life that was my own, that I was living someone else's life, someone else's expectations for me. And so I want you to think, are you living your life? Are you living the life that was set out for you by people who meant well, people who love you, but maybe they didn't understand what would actually be in your best interest, would actually be what makes you feel alive? There's value in that. And I think there are people who would say, don't follow your passion. It's a bunch of, hippy-dippy stuff. But there's a way in which you can survive and you can live in this world while also being true to who you are and making decisions based in your authentic self and what you're actually interested in and what you actually desire. That is possible, especially now more than ever in this day and age. But it's always been an option. But it's not always pretty. It sometimes requires sacrificing things. And I'm in the midst of that right now. We're selling our house. We don't know exactly what's next. So as you think about your life and you hear about my story, think, is there any area of your life where you're not living from who you really are? That's what I do. That's what I help people with. I help people live from who they really are. And I think a lot of us can almost deceive ourselves into believing that we are actually doing that. But then one day you wake up and you look at the life around you and you look at how you behave in the world around you and you realize, wait a minute, this isn't me. This isn't who I am. I'm not showing up like I want to show up. And that's when you know something has to change. So if that resonates with you at all, make sure to go to my website, check out what it is I offer and how I help people. I help people close the gap between who they are and how they're actually living. And if this resonates, throw a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are and share this with anyone that you think might benefit from this. really, this video is one big whole open question, and that is, what life are you living? I'll see you again in 2 weeks.